Today's BBC Breakfast was hosted by Dan Walker and Louise Minchin, and joining them on a live link from Norfolk was BBC correspondent Graham Satchel. He was with a school who had implemented a new way of learning which incorporated getting outside and understanding firsthand about growing your own food. The school which was featured on the BBC News show was the Royal Horticultural Society School Gardening Champion of the Year. And as Dan Walker explained before handing over to Graham, RHS awards prizes to schools and teachers who do the most to encourage gardening. However, as those who had tuned in at home heard from the RHS spokesperson who was behind the initiative, a technical difficulty was experienced. Just as Graham was introducing his guest, the screen started flashing and then cut to blank screen before a loud beeping noise was heard. The camera then panned back to Dan and Louise in the studio, where Louise spoke first and said, "Oh, it was going so well, wasn't it? What a shame. I was enjoying that," Dan added as Louise continued, "We'll have more from Graham later, but they are clearly enjoying the gardening, aren't they? I'm always interested in what happens there technically," Dan remarked before joking, "I think they're a plastic cup with a long piece of string. It's failed us for once. But normally, well, we'll try and get back to Graham a bit later on. Let's bring you one of our other main stories this morning," he concluded and moved on. It comes after another blunder was experienced on the show whereby Dan's microphone had been accidentally left on. During an important chat about Brexit, Dan, who was not on screen at the time, spoke over the guests. He said, "Can you hear me back in Norfolk? Hello." However, it was clear it was a technical blunder of some sort as Dan was quickly made inaudible. Nevertheless, many viewers were quick to notice the sound gaffe and took to Twitter to discuss. "We'll have more from Graham later, but they are clearly enjoying the gardening, aren't they?" Louise to Dan. Elsewhere on the show, viewers saw Charlie State question business reporter Ben Thompson during another live link. Let's see what else is coming up this morning. "Ben is Dumfries for us and talking about Brexit," the presenter began and added, "A lot of chat, Ben." Filling in the gap where Ben was supposed to be talking, Charlie continued, "You seem to be having far too much fun there. Have I interrupted something?" A few minutes later Ben realized he was on camera and then began his segment. BBC Breakfast airs weekday mornings at 6 a.m. on BBC One.